It's time for episode 2 of Viewer's Choice Award Computer, where we tell you about the most common PC purchases from Linus Tech Tips audience members and check out market trends and changes since last time. Now, all of this is according to the, 26,000 Amazon transactions since the start of the year on our affiliate code? Holy crap. It is a good thing that I hired someone to dig through it all for me this time. Anyway, last year, you guys made some decisions that I found disappointing. But did you do any better this time? Place your bets. Zotac's VR Go backpack features a GTX 1070 and Intel Core i7 processor, allowing you to enjoy VR without obstacles. Learn more at the link below. Now, in the first episode, I lectured you guys for spending an extra $100 on an i7-6700K CPU after telling you that the i5-6600K was the best pick for gamers in a previous video. Well, either more of you are content creators than I thought, or maybe no one cares what I think, and I'm living a giant lie, because once again, Intel's Core i7 won the day with the new generation 7700K handily beating everything else, thanks to its higher clock speeds and hyper-threading. But will that last? Most of you spent between $250 to $450 on your CPU, a price point that's about to be thoroughly shaken up by AMD's new Ryzen 7 lineup. So by the next episode, I expect the $329 8-core 3GHz Ryzen 7 1700 to have chipped away at the 93% market share that Intel currently enjoys among our viewers. Neither the Viewer's Choice CPU cooler nor the RAM changed. The Hyper 212 Evo is still a great performer with solid compatibility at the same price, around $30, but the same can't be said for the 3200 MHz Corsair Vengeance dual-channel DDR4 kit. They actually went up in price, about 30%, due to fluctuations in commodity memory pricing. But they also seem to have gotten a strong boost since being spotlighted last time around. This positive feedback loop might make it difficult for incumbents to be dethroned in future Viewer's Choice videos. We will have to keep an eye on that. Totally different story in the motherboard department. The reigning champ, the Z170A from ASUS, fell to 4th place, with the significantly cheaper and lesser featured B150M doubling up on it. This is really bizarre to me, given the excellent sales of K-series overclockable i5s and i7s. Don't you guys want to use this feature that you spent extra for? I mean, let me know in the comments. Why do you think this is happening? This is another category, by the way, that I expect to be turned inside out as the flood of Ryzen-compatible boards hits retailer shelves, so stay tuned for that. On to Graphics Town and more upset victories. The cheaper trend continues, with EVGA's GTX 1070 Gaming smashing the sales of the two cards that were tied for first in our last episode. AMD did make a bit of a comeback though, scoring 25% market share by unit volume, mostly on the strength of RX 480 sales. And as for whether or not putting gaming in the card's name makes a difference, let me put it this way. The first video card to not do so came in 9th place. I don't think even special snowflake kids get a 9th place ribbon on sports day. Speaking of podiums, Samsung's 850 EVO SSDs killed it again, this time with the lower capacity 250 gig variant leading the charge. But a challenger approaches. In third place, miserly viewers sacrificed 10 gigs of storage for $30 of savings on SanDisk's SSD Plus 240 gig. For folks who broke the bank with their CPUs and SSDs, but need a cheap spinning disk to store their Steam library, the 1TB WD Blue is far and away the most popular SKU, with, this surprises me, hardly anyone in our audience buying more than 6TB drives from either WD or Seagate. EVGA is still in power when it comes to PSUs. But this time, you guys forewent the 650-watt fully modular Supernova G1, which fell to 3rd place, and went for the cheaper 500-watt non-modular 80 Plus Bronze B1 series. Honestly, that's probably a good move for most people. You get to save a couple bucks while still having the option to remove some unnecessary cable clutter, an important consideration in the tempered glass era. And in case you were wondering, the tables have also turned when it comes to chassis selection. The Enthoo Evolve Tempered Glass Edition gets an honorable mention here for being the most popular tempered glass case, but Fantech's 400 series cases were almost completely absent this time around, leaving the Thermaltake Versa H25 as the most popular single SKU, and the NZXT S340 in its various colors to tower above the rest. Am I the only one who's surprised by this? I mean, the most popular color was white? Go figure. Anyway, if you're not a fan of these silly segues we've been doing, too bad. It's your punishment for once again buying Corsair A-Series AF120s instead of the more versatile SP120s. Apparently 64% of you decided that the $4 of savings was more important than listening to me. So at least we know how much my advice is worth. And finally,
combo breaker.
You moved up market in the monitor department since last time when commodity 60Hz monitors ruled the roost. This time, both the 1 and 2 slots were occupied by high refresh rate 1080p gaming monitors made by AOC and Asus respectively. 144Hz gaming is definitely becoming a thing, with our viewers deeming it as important as ultra-wide resolution, with both of those coming in significantly ahead of 4K. As for mice, Logitech still sits on top, but their G502 Proteus Spectrum lost, narrowly, but lost, to the more expensive G403 Prodigy, a wireless gaming mouse that we covered back here, the first that's considered, even by the pros, to be suitable for high-end competitive play. Who would have thought a wireless mouse stood a chance against good old-fashioned copper? And your G403 will go perfectly with your... Wait a minute. This thing isn't made by Logitech. The G-Shan W&Q USB wired gaming keyboard. This puppy has been selling like knockoff AirPods since it rocked the competition in our cheap $25 backlit keyboard roundup. Even though it has gaming in the name, I didn't really recommend it as the best experience in that category, so let us know in the comments how that thing is working out for you there. Leading us finally to the eternal struggle between good and evil, Coke and Pepsi, Crocs and sandals, and audio. We had the exact same headset showdown as before, Sennheiser HD 598s versus the Kingston HyperX Cloud 2s. This time, the battle has been won by a mere 3 points by the Sennheisers, with, as always, the Antlion Mod Mic, the more versatile but significantly more expensive option of the two. So how does our PC compare to our last one? Well, again, surprisingly, we ended up with a compatible computer right out of the box, which is pretty neat, and it's about $140 cheaper. But that's only if you remove headset spending from the equation. Otherwise, we saved around 35 bucks since episode 1. Did this penny pinching then result in poopier performance? Not really, since most of the savings came from the downgraded motherboard and power supply and lower capacity SSD. As far as overall trends go, it was interesting to see Intel and Nvidia's continued dominance among our viewers, especially given the kind of year that we are heading into. And I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments. What do you think those charts might look like closer to the end of 2017? So thanks for watching, guys. Dislike if you disliked, like if you liked, get subscribed, maybe check out where to buy the stuff we featured at Amazon in the video description. Also down there is our merch store as well as our community forum. And now that you're done checking out all of that stuff, you're probably wondering what to watch next, so check out one of our other videos, which we're gonna have like a little box that you